Are you recording?
Yes.
How's it? Look at them, we're dancing and we're having a shiny day.
Sorry.
Right? Design inspired. What's going on, guys? Chris Avery here. Subconscious control, desire to inspire. Let's go better together. This week and a few times in the last few months, I've had these sometimes a little bit of fear come up. And I think one of my favorite definitions of fear is false evidence appearing real. And I'm sure some of you guys have heard that before. You guys are smart, you know stuff. And I think that definition holds true. There are very few things out there in life that we should actually be afraid of, right? And as we look at things we should be afraid of, there are things that usually will cause us like death or bodily physical harm to ourselves. However, our mind is tricky. It likes to play tricks on us. In fact, the true concept is it likes to keep us safe. And if we're doing something that we're uncomfortable with, that we're not used to doing, we're doing some sort of new activity, our mind tends to race to usually the negative of, man, this could go wrong. Ooh, I could get harmed here. Ooh, I could do this. And it's because it wants to protect us. Because our mind wants very few things: to reproduce and create more and keep our line of lineage going and to keep us safe. And so the greatest thing I learned a few months ago was I was about to go out and do this new activity that I'd never done before. And I was like, man, feeling a little fear. And then I realized that there is no fear in the action, right? So let's just say the night before I was feeling fear. And the next day I was going to go take this action. And as I started to think about it and I started to lay in bed, that was where my mind was racing. Oh my goodness, this could happen. This could happen. I've never done this before. I feel scared. And that's where I came in, had the fear creep into my mind. And then the next day I went and took action and did it. And then it made me realize the funny part is that when I was taking the action, my mind was so focused on the activity that there was no place for the fear. So the fear is only before the action is taken, is that you dwell on all the things that could go wrong. And if I actually look back and when I was laying in my bed, if I look presently, there was really technically nothing to fear because I was laying in my bed. How afraid is that? We've done that a million times. Nobody's afraid of laying in bed. And if you are, I don't know, call me or seek help somewhere because that's really confusing for all of us. However, if you look at it and you go, okay, so the quicker you get into action and the less you let your mind dwell on what the things that could go wrong, the less fear you'll have built up inside you. And if you look at the way our brain works is if you look at NLP and you change from, ooh, I'm feeling fear or feeling nervous, and you change it because the similar things happen in your body, right? Your blood pressure goes up, maybe your heart starts to pump, maybe your breathing changes. You have maybe a little bit more sweaty. And that's all the same as excitement. When we get excited, those same things happen. So if we can change from feeling like fear or nervous to feeling excited, that's one way we can change in our brain. Is simply, we're on the real world. You guys, last take, motorcycles, we got motorcycles going this take. Anyways, so like I was saying is that's kind of NLP stuff, is learning how to reprogram your brain from saying like, ooh, I'm feeling really like scared or nervous or fear, to changing, ooh, I'm getting excited, right? So like if I have an activity that I'm feeling fear going into now, today was one of them. I was out doing some sales, and as I was doing some sales, I was sitting there going like, ooh, I'm starting to feel like a little nervous about this, maybe a little fear. And I went like, no, I'm feeling excited. And it totally changed my perspective, and I was excited to go talk to the person instead of feeling nervous or fear. The other thing that you can always do is live more presently. Because like I said earlier, when you're in the action, there is no fear. It's always before. It's when your mind sits and goes, here's where I want to be, or here's where I need to be in taking that action, and I'm here. And so when you have that separation between where you are now and in the future, your mind sees that gap and it sees that, ooh, these are the things I'm gonna have to do, and it starts to build fear and scare, and you feel scared about it. But if you can actually realize that there is nothing, the future doesn't exist, only the power of now, the present, the time is now, is one of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite sayings, one of my favorite shirts now, is if you focus on now and the small step you can take next, and then again, now and then the small step you can take next, that is when you actually learn to overcome that fear. And fear can be used in two different great ways. Fear can either hold you back or it can push you forward. And this is where fear is the biggest benefit that I've found, is that about a year ago, I learned Les Brown. You guys check Les Brown out. He talks about fear. And the greatest way you can use, it gives me chills still thinking about this. I just remembered this. But the greatest way you can actually use fear is if you look at your past and you look at times where you like wanted to do something but you didn't. Had you looked at it in a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of a different way, this is amazing, is that you can look at it and go like, ooh, I want to do this new thing, but I'm afraid. Or you can also go, man, where will my life be if I don't take this action? Man, when I'm 80, will I look back and be more upset and more afraid of who I didn't become, right? The definition of hell, one definition anyways, is you meeting the person when you die that you could have become. And that builds more fear in me than anything, is what if I don't take this action? What if I don't go take a chance and go follow that girl to a different state? Or if I don't ask her to marry me? Because you know what, in 20 years, there's two choices. I can either look back and go say, man, I tried that and maybe it was successful, maybe it wasn't. Or I can look back in 20 years and say, man, what if I would have tried that? That could have been the love of my life. That could have been my most successful business. I could have changed millions of lives. Right? I could have made a difference to me, my family. I could have inspired people. I could have done so many things. Guys, don't let fear hold you back. It's not real. And if you want it to be real, use it to push you forward, not hold you back. I love you guys. If you guys like the video, subscribe, push like, comment below. If you guys don't like the video, send it to somebody else that will like the video. Watch one of the other ones. Guys, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.